Did it seem like that music was like echoing or no? Kind of sound like it was echoing or something. Anyway, what's up, everybody? Miss Dog Lover. Jill Moser is in the building. Hey, Mustang. What are you up to, Miss Dog Lover? Isn't it past your bedtime? She Warrior. How you doing? Mustang Sally. All right. Just figured I'd play a little bit of music at the beginning. Yeah, I'm exhausted too. Baby shower took it out of me. So I don't know how long this live stream is going to be. But I figured it's Saturday night. What the hell? Check in with the crew. Yeah, I'm feeling kind of low energy. But I'm going to spark this joint that I have in front of me, and that might help. We'll see how that goes. Jerry, what up? Phil Bond. Michelle O, gracing us with her presence. What's up, Michelle? What is up? A rain. I wish we had some rain. We had all these promises of rain, and it rained for like 1 day straight. Hardly. My garden loved it. Don't get me wrong, but still. It's supposed to pour. GP, what's up? Said, I've had a bad day. Oh, that reminds me of the poll. The poll question. So you basically got to finish the sentence. My weekend is going swimmingly down the shitter as planned or none ya. I would probably select either swimmingly or as planned. I would say swimmingly because the baby shower was a success. I've never planned a baby shower before. Looking after a cat. Your cat sitting? Kind of cat we talking about? Is it like Garfield? Like a Garfield cat? What's the other cat's name? Ralph? You guys ever watch that? Is that what his name was? Ralph? GP. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh yeah, it was Felix. I'm sorry. Felix the cat. Well, Felix or Top Cat? Let me see. One of those two. Oh yeah, not Felix. It's got to be Top Cat. I don't know. He used to kick everybody's ass. Can't remember. I give up. Karen, what's going on? How you doing? Nah, it was from the RSPCA, I think. The cat don't like me. It's not alone in its thinking. To each their own, eh? What's going on, Anthony France? It's good to see you. Yeah, that sucks, GP. But they got to do it. It's kind of like memorials. You just can't leave them there. But good thing is you can go back and kind of rebuild it up. Make it look nice and fresh. But yeah, that is upsetting. They do that to memorials too. I had a friend of mine, she died in a car accident, and we built up this beautiful memorial for her. This is a long time ago, my early 20s. And law enforcement left it up there for like 3 days. But I think it might have gotten too big. But I know a few times they took down the memorial for Abby and Libby that was put up at the trails near the north end of the bridge. That thing's been torn down many times. But for your gravesite, that's kind of weird. Figured that's kind of like your property, you know. Might be different than a memorial. Mustang Sleuth, have you been watching the protests? Yeah, I was watching it like just a minute ago. Or I can pull it up on X. Pedo Libre Audits is the guy I was watching. They're pretty good, those guys. They do like audits and things like that. It's pretty good. Them and Amagansett Press are pretty good. Man, Twitter is so fucking weird. There's so much weird shit. Oh yeah, here it is. Let's see. This is from JJ Carell. Let me share my screen with you guys. Yeah, it's fucking wild out there. Los Angeles is a failed city, in my opinion. And I think that was always the plan. I'm not sure if those are just smoke bombs or the rubber pellets. Rubber pellets, they kind of shoot them out and they explode. That guy has a damn shield. This looks kind of like some Antifa shit. It looks very well organized. So basically, you're a Democrat voter, mad that the rest of the Democratic votes are being taken away. Oh yeah, that's definitely tear gas or something. Fucking shopping carts. Did you see that? Let me run that back. Shopping carts. Look at that. Damn, you guys want to see what it looks like to be in apocalyptic times? Imagine this on a daily basis. Travel by car will literally be pretty much non-existent. What's up, Boston? Let's see. GP giving us an update on what happened. That's what I tried to explain to the lady that was out there instead. She handed me the rules to the cemetery that we've never had before, and I've been going there for 29 years. Well, I know you can purchase cemeteries. Like, they can go up for sale. So, but I don't know how that works. I always thought it was like real estate. You know, you purchase your lot and that's yours. As long as you stay out of the roadway or the pathway, like, that should be your area. Yeah, so they're going crazy. The good news is all the good illegal aliens, once this all clears, this is all the mess that was done by Joe Biden. But once it all clears and they stop doing all these raids, all the good people who were sneaking in here or who have been here for long periods of time will just kind of come back. And then nobody will bother them. This is all Joe Biden's fault. You know, you can't have millions of illegals come into one country and expect to have like a good economy. Like, these American people, they need their jobs. You know, they need to be paid minimum wage. That's what they voted for. That's what their state voted for. You're going to pay me $15 an hour. But these businesses are saying, no, I'm not. I'm not going to pay you shit. I'm going to go to Home Depot and I'm going to pick up 10 dudes and I'm going to pay them half that. So it's like slave labor, you know what I mean? In a way. So that's not good. You can't sustain that. So once that's all cleared out, like this illegal workforce, things will calm down. It'll be business as usual. Yeah, sounds like the cemetery has an HOA now. I'm always going at it with the HOA. I mean, I like it. I like the HOA, but I don't. Yeah, it's good to have it. Yeah, it's expensive, but yeah, GP, like, it's a real estate. That's the way I look at it. I think this is in Compton, Boston, right near the Holy Moly Donut Shop. You know, where Day Day and Craig. What was their security company? Worldwide or some shit? Top Flight. Top Flight Security. I don't want anyone to suffer anywhere, but I don't know financials. Yeah, right now, it's okay to be proud of America. And right now, you can't have people stepping in while we're dealing with drug and homelessness, you know, throughout every major city. How do you become homeless? You lose your job, or you get addicted to drugs, or, you know, you just prefer to be homeless, maybe because of psychosis or mental health issues. Some people just prefer it. They're not even on drugs. But that's where it all starts. You stop the illegal employment, those people step into the employment, all these homeless, drug addicted people, they step into those positions and they're paid at least the minimum wage. They can get better. The economy becomes better, but it all starts with the legal immigration. Like, we need more legal immigration. There's plenty of that. Like, there's a huge workforce, and there's millions of legal immigrants that come in, and they're protected under the law as well, not treated like slave labor. It's just the way it has to be. It's the rule of the law. The only reason you would not agree with that is because you're lawless and you try to play that into people's emotions. Like, oh, they took his grandma or his mom. They'll be back. Trust me. They're going on a little vacation. Hold on. I got to respond to this text. I don't like people asking me serious questions when I'm distracted. Let's see. All right. I just told them, oh, I'm just doing a quick live stream. Don't ask me anything serious right now. That was my daughter. Is ICE moving in there in Compton? Yeah, I guess they busted some business right there. And all these protesters are just like radical liberals anyway. Like, these aren't your everyday citizens. Some of them are. You know, these aren't like, oh my God, the local citizens are in an uproar. No, these guys are organized. They do recon. They have insiders. They have people that are currently working in ICE that are on their side, giving them intel and data, reporting to them. This is all political warfare. This is all for democratic control. Get rid of our voters, we'll send in the foot soldiers, which is like Antifa and all that kind of stuff. Miserable people, you know, looking for an excuse to cause damage. Anarchists at heart. You know, it's kind of like a serial killer. Like, oh, I just need to come up with a good excuse to commit all of these series of murders. So what lie can I tell myself today? You know, it's probably exhilarating, you know, being part of an unruly mob where you kind of outnumber law enforcement and they can't do anything about it. It's probably exhilarating. Sounds kind of fun. Hell, give me a noble cause. Shit. Put me out there with a fucking black Antifa hoodie. Let's see. Boston Christian. Is Compton part of LA? Yeah, it's LA. You know, you got Compton, Watts, South Central, Long Beach. Michelle says, hey, Sleuth, real question. Do you say all these things because you believe what you're actually saying, or are you doing it for clicks? What do you mean? Like, saying what? Can you be specific? Can you be specific? ICE has been on the move. Has been on the move a lot, it looks like, here lately. Yeah. Good. They should be. The bad ones will stay out, and all the Ninas and Ninos and the Tatas will be back. They'll probably just drive right over. See, what a lot of people don't understand is like Mexico, they look at Mexicans and they're like, oh, they're all just these border jumpers. But the truth is, Mexico, I think, is the 13th richest country in the world. It's this beautiful place. But to me, that's what white privilege is. It's like, all these spoiled Americans, that's how they look at Mexico. And I don't like that, because that's not the way it is. People from Mexico, they come across the border all day. If they want to come shopping in the United States, you know what they do? They pack up in the Denali and they cross right over the border. And they go shopping at the malls, they go on holiday, and then they turn around and they cross the border and they come back in. They're doing that a million times a day with no issue. There's absolutely no reason to try to sneak into the country. You could literally just drive in. The border is like wide open. There's no issues. There's no nothing. Americans go into Mexico. Mexicans come into America. There's no reason for all of this other weird political bullshit. It's not realistic. It's like it's a distraction or something. There's no reason to be crossing the desert border and putting your families and things like that at risk. You can literally drive across the border if you wanted to. Michelle, the political things you just said about what we were looking at on screen there. What do you mean? You think I do that for clicks? You know how many subscribers I've lost since I've come out as a conservative? It's been awful. But that's just who I am. And I don't have to be a Republican or a Democrat. Whoever's the most conservative, I will get behind. And when I say conservative, it really only pertains to the government and their involvement. They just need to, back out, back up, stop being involved in everything. We'll let you know when we need you. When has the government ever done anything that's worked? It's all about the private sector and state for me. What's going on, Stephanie, Miranda, Melissa Wildcard? Looks like I missed a couple of you. Miranda says a lot of Latina people make our country run more smoothly. But what does Latino and Latina have to do with illegal immigration? What you're seeing on the screen right here is a police force completely made up of Hispanic people, men and women, probably maybe one or two white and blacks on there, white people, black people, but the majority of it is going to be all Hispanics. So you have a Chicano police force. You have a population of Chicanos and Hispanics fighting against each other, just on different sides of the political spectrum, who are deporting people that are illegally in our country that are from a completely different country. Like, imagine if you just went into Canada and like, hey, I'm here, bitches. They're going to be like, no. Do you have a work visa? No, I don't. Okay, well, get the fuck out. I live in a state that is majority Latino. So I don't understand how people, that's the problem I have, is that people correlate Latino or Latina with illegal immigration. Why do you do that? That's not what it is. The majority of Hispanics and Latinos aren't crossing into America through the Rio Grande. They probably make more money than most of us. So I don't understand why people, when they think of Latino, they think of this. And that's all by design. But that's not the reality. This is like a small percentage of what is real, honestly. Miranda, it has nothing to do with illegal immigration. You were talking about Hispanic people, so I made a comment. Yeah, but nobody's saying that they're not. Nobody's saying that Chicanos aren't valuable. So I didn't like the premise of the comment, is what I was saying. I don't think anybody was ever trying to say that. At least I hope they're not. What's up, Don Spain? Most white people are not naive to privileged. Only the rich leftists. Yeah, and the truth is, hardworking Americans work side by side with all kinds of people, including legal immigrants. So you're going to have Americans who are black, white, Asian, brown, and they're going to be working next side by side with legal immigrants who are also from Mexico. Nobody even talks about them. You know, the people who actually went through the process, which if everybody did, it would be all harmony. If everybody just went through the process, but also if we made the process much easier and more effective, it's got to be a give and take. But first you have to correct it. You know, you have to stop the problem, take it, you know, have some clear space to think, and then you implement a plan. What's up, Frederica? What is going on? Miranda says, rich, in quotations. Leftists aren't naive and privileged. Most wealthy Americans are Republicans. Yeah, and their children are the leftists that we're referring to, that are running around causing chaos. The people who do everything through emotion, they think they have the world figured out and they've never been in the ghetto, grew up in the ghetto. I grew up poor and didn't even know it. And that's how most of America is, just coming from a working class. We never understood what racism is. That's something, to me, that's a term that was made up when I was like around 25, 30 to divide us and to rile up a new generation. Ideological subversion is what it was. And some of you are just victims of it. Michelle, rich people are usually corrupt and will screw over all of us. So are you saying anybody that turns rich? Because I mean, I hope you a lot of wealth. I hope that won't turn you corrupt. It's not right or left. It's corruption and the wealthy and their purchase of politicians. Like Musk and Trump, for example. What do they call that? Where rich people kind of pander to politicians. There's a word for that. Oh, lobbying. There it is. It was like right on the tip of my tongue. Lobbying. I agree with that, Michelle. But Donald Trump, he ran against lobbyists. You know, he was the one that was kind of giving out all their dirty little secrets. And he has billions of dollars. So, I mean, what does he have to gain? Don Spain. I actually have illegals I sponsored because they were good people. But that doesn't mean all of them. Yeah, we're talking about millions of people coming over the border unvetted. It has nothing to do with race or anything. If you can't see that, you have been emotionally manipulated. And that's the best way to manipulate somebody. Fuck with their emotions. And then you got them if they're weak. And that's what we're seeing right now. That's how we're divided. We're divided into the people who have common sense and those who are emotionally weak. Not because they're shitty people, but because those types of people are under attack right now. You don't have to change reality. You just have to change somebody's perception of reality. And if you're a type that's susceptible to that, a type of attack, well, you get to join that club because you don't listen to us. That's for sure. It's like talking to a wall, but you guys are under a spell, you know, with the Hollywood. Jari, what is up? Every Democrat in Congress is a millionaire. Google it. Prove me wrong. Yeah, how do you go into Congress or even into any role of government, any one of the three branches, with, let's say, $200,000 in your bank account, and 10 years later, you have like 40 million? Nobody says anything. Because even if we said anything, who would listen? You know what I'm saying? They didn't listen to Elon. He's like, you guys need to stop doing this, and that, if you really want to cut the budget. They're like, nah, we don't like you anymore. I have no emotion, dead inside. It's factual. Lobbying should be banned. I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. It's disgusting. We can move that. There we go. That was a Soros group planned attack on ICE for doing an immigration raid. Yeah, GP. I always had everything I ever needed. You know, I didn't ever feel like I was going without. And hard work definitely was ingrained in my DNA. Well, it's because my dad was Mexican. Right? Not all Mexicans are illegal immigrants, by the way. And not all illegal immigrants are bad people. Are you saying in new reports, Montana has one of the busiest interstates going through it, and human trafficking is soaring along that interstate? Most people think Montana is rural and safe, but not. No, that's what they do. They kind of go to these rural locations to kind of avoid federal law enforcement. But Arizona is definitely a huge hub. There's a lot of young girls that go missing here, and they do get trafficked. It's scary. Like, a lot of people, you don't realize how dangerous it is. You know, especially for us that live on the border states. It's like, where's your humanity? Just let them all in. Well, some of these people aren't humane. You know, the majority, I'm sure, are. But there's a good high percentage of people who are only looking to do harm and take advantage. They don't even want to come to the United States. They just think it's funny that you let people just come right on in. And then once they're in, they rob your family. Like that's what we're dealing with right now here in Phoenix. Gangs from Nicaragua and El Salvador. They're like run in groups. They're like pirates. And they don't give a shit. If they see on the news that some famous basketball player has a game, let's say in California, they're like, oh, he won't be home. They'll just go and rob his house. They don't give a damn. But right now they're starting to arrest all these people. But it's fucking scary. Oh, but you're just going to deport them? Don't worry. All the nanas, the tatas, the ninas, and the ninos, they'll be back. Trust me. Michelle says the orange guy playing president is as corrupt as they come. He deserves nothing but contempt. Cold, hard hatred. Well, hatred is more of a detriment to yourself. Just hating somebody is already like putting yourself in a bad position. Why would you give them that? Don't ever give up your love. That's all we got. Cindy Lean, baby shower day. Yeah, it went great. And I planned most of it. How about that? GP coming through. Damn. You guys are hitting me with the super chats. I appreciate that. Definitely needed. Shout out to our sponsors, Cindy Lean and GP. You guys rock. Mistress of Wine is here. What are you up to? Need a fifth option. It's an adult weekend, so no fun. When you say adult, like parenting? Or work related? Or maybe you got to do like some paperwork or something? Good to see you, Cindy. You're the best. The raids are disgusting. The last admin was deporting more people than the current admin, just not so obviously evil. I don't know why it's evil. I think it's evil to hire people at slave wages while you're putting the American working worker out on the street. And the thing about it is, the people who are affected the first and foremost are Black Americans, because right now they're the ones that are fighting for those jobs. And that's not just me saying that. Statistically, it's Black Americans and Hispanics, Mexican Americans, and poor white Americans who are competing for those jobs. And those jobs could be exactly what they need to get that boost, you know, to be the father in that family, which then trickles down to their children. You know, dad's not struggling or getting beat out of a job because Joe Biden opened up the entire border, and now these crazy people who are running the management and these businesses are hiring illegal labor. It all starts with illegal immigration. You stop that, the American worker can go back to work at the wages that they deserve and the wages that they voted for. And then they can get up off the street. They won't feel like a piece of shit. They'll have their mojo back, and they won't need drugs, and they won't do this. They'll bounce from that job to a better one, and it'll continue to get better along with the economy. It's common sense. But instead, they want to open the borders, legalize slave labor, let the drugs come pouring in for all the depressed people who can't find a job anymore. You want the economy to get better? It starts there. That's why I voted for Donald Trump. He could keep all the other bullshit. Don Spain, Miranda, love you, but don't tell me not to talk politics when you are doing it and painting white people with the broad brush. Don't do it. Michelle, I don't hate. Well, you said Donald Trump deserves hatred. I am dead inside. I said that Trump deserves the hatred he instigates. I disagree. All he does is devalue humanity and embarrass your once great country. Like I said, you don't have to change reality. All you have to do is warp somebody's perception of it. And they'll hate everything that you tell them to. What's that? Just something? Something house. Just cleaning? Just cleaning house for the youngest to come back for summer visit. Okay. Uh-oh. 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 Spaghetti-o. Oh, you know what I could do here? Just for Cindy. Some purge sirens. So I'm talking about, Jari. Miranda Patrick, who brought up white privilege? So I was responding to his comment. Yeah, it kind of is kind of like white privilege, right? Like, oh, we need to help the Mexicans. It's like the majority of Mexicans are fine. They don't need your help. They're not part of this political psyop that you're seeing on the news being played out. Trust me, they'll be just fine. But it's inhumane, Sleuth. Okay. Well, what about the guy who's being forced to live on the street? The black man, the black American man, and the Hispanic man are the first to be affected by illegal immigration. But you guys don't care about that. Nobody cares. Yeah, did you vote on the poll? So my weekend is going either swimmingly, down the shitter, as planned, or Nunya. Not to be confused with Enya. It's Nunya. Or don't confuse it with D's. It's simply Nunya. Oh, shit. Mistress of Wine. I love everything you're saying tonight. People can disagree, but why does that have to amp up into anger and hatred? Well, usually where God isn't, anger is, right? 1,000% psyop coming from media. Absolutely. Trust me, Mexicans are fine. It's those Venezuelans you got to worry about. Tren de Agua mofos. And these burglary gangs is what they're calling them here. There was a huge one, a huge bust in Scottsdale, Arizona last week. It was crazy. Dark Side, what up? And people's going to turn this place into third world country with all their nonsense, then be the first one crying. Absolutely. We don't want that. I mean, there's no way that you're going to get me to ever accept not having pride in my country, right? This country is built up of Mexican Americans, especially here in Arizona. We got a lot of Mexican Americans. Black Americans, Asian Americans, Native Americans, all kinds of Americans. And it's all this racist talk, this bullshit. It's not real. When you get onto the freeway, do you look over at the guy that's letting you in and say, "Oh my God, look at that white guy. Fuck that guy." And then you just cut him off? Or do you kind of wave at him with your hand because he let you in? And then you get in and you go on about your business. There's no racism on the freeway unless you got some crazy road rage going on, which is kind of the representation of the small percentage that we're really dealing with. And it's amplified. So you don't have to change the reality of it because in reality, it's a small problem. Illegal immigration is a huge problem, but dealing with it in reality is a small problem. But if you can distort people's reality through media and, through their senses, some clockwork orange, you can manipulate them. You don't have to change reality. It's much easier to change people's perception of it. GP, yep, today was the baby shower and it went off. It was a complete success. Everybody loved all my games. We gave away gift cards and we got a bunch of stuff. And we had some good food too. Frederica, I have wonderful Mexican neighbors next door to me. Guarantee the best food. And you don't even have to argue with me about that. We all know that that's a true statement. Twins? Nah. A baby boy, though. Can have a little sleuth running around. See if we can get him in on a golf scholarship. Thank you. I appreciate that. Mistress, yep. Bunch of girls running around here. I'm outnumbered. God sent me some backup like I prayed for. I said, God, I need some backup. I'm a middle-aged man now. Can't run around like I used to. Send me a foot soldier. And the very next day, boom. He answered my prayer. GP, thank you so much. You're being more than generous. Yeah, I don't want you guys to feel pressured to do super chats and stuff. But if you're able to, we need them. But I don't want you to feel like, if I'm not giving Sleuth super chats, will he still love me? Yes, I'll still love you. But I do appreciate it. Are you speaking Spanish? Tú. ¿Y tú? Still, me being from an also troubled country has no bearing on the truth of my original accusation. I like PXG. My bag is PXG. But my clubs are mainly Callaway. I don't know. They just hit better. And then I have a Frankenstein bag too. It's just clubs that I've purchased separately. That's actually my favorite bag. And it has the cheapest driver. Yeah, I do need to get fitted. My Callaways are fitted. But the thing is, I'm so awkward. You know, if I'm not feeling it, I don't know, like I shift. I'm not quite, I haven't quite found my position yet. You know, that position that you just know you never move, it's just locked in. I still haven't found it yet. It's weird how politics will divide friends and everything kind of crazy. Yeah, I think that's an ego thing. You know, people don't like to be challenged. You know, they'll call you like a fucking idiot or something. How could you believe that? What is wrong with you? You know, they feel like if you don't agree with them, they're like challenged in some way. And the truth is, you both could be wrong. You know what I mean? You're both idiots. And that's most likely the case, especially when it comes to me. Honestly, Michelle, I'm not right wing. I'm just conservative. Right now, the conservative push is on the right side of things. But truthfully, like there's a lot of me that's a Democrat. It's just things are different. We're under attack. The American people are under attack. Um, we're under attack spiritually by Satan, and that's where it all comes from. But people are literally being targeted for their vote by this radical political party in our country, and it's disgusting. So what they're doing is they're putting their fingers on the scale. They have no fucking shame at all. They don't care. And people who do have shame are so preoccupied trying to preach and trying to argue, and while this other side of the coin, they don't give a shit. They love the fact that you're wasting your time arguing. That's what they wanted you to do. They wanted you to stop what you were doing and start bitching while they burn everything down. You're in the right place. Then how can I help you? I want to answer something. The good Lord is coming soon to handle it. So just saying, no man knoweth the time nor the place. So just do what you do best. Hey, Ruckus. Ruckus is definitely going to cause a ruckus. It's just his nature. And he does what he wants. That I do know. Sleuth, that is correct, but it's the puppet masters, not right or left, true believers. I'm not sure what you mean. Like I pushed for Trump so that he could get elected, but that's just like a campaign. Now, if he doesn't do what he promised to do, it's fuck Trump. You know what I mean? If you don't do what you promised to do, like right now he's beefing with Elon, and he just needs to do what he needs to do, not get us into World War III, close the border, lower the goddamn cost of living and property and housing, do all that shit, and I'll be happy. And if you don't, it's fuck you and your whole squad. MAGA is a campaign. It's not a political party. It's like, hey, we got to get this guy into office. So we're all going to come together and we're going to push this MAGA, Make America Great Again. It's a campaign slogan. But now he's in, so it's like, all right, look, he's got to fucking do what he promised. It's not Trump. It's just Trump when you got to get him into that White House. Now it's like, okay, Trump, we got you in here. You better fucking do what we expect you to do, what you promised to do. If not, it's fuck you and your entire team. Boston says the red handprint is on my face, and thanks you 48 hours, Jermaine Charlo. Sleuth, have you covered her old case, maybe 6-year-old case? No, I haven't. But I know what you're talking about with the red handprint. Missing and endangered indigenous women. That's kind of a salute in Native American culture. Don says, in my opinion, Trump is not a right-wing Republican. No, he's more of a libertarian or like a Democrat or the old Democrat. That's kind of how I was, because I'm on, like me, I'm for things like marijuana. Most conservatives would never, but that's because they're old school. Me, I'm more about like getting rid of like the bureaucratic bullshit. I don't want the government involved in anything. Everything that they've ever done in my life has turned to shit. They need to back the fuck up, get out of my life, work the budget like we hired them to do, and shut the hell up. If we need something, we'll let you know. Lori Clayton, what is up? What is up? Do what you promised or get the F out. Seriously. Like, if you don't do what you promised, we're going to shit all over Vance during the next cycle. We're going to wipe our ass with this whole MAGA. But he has done a lot of good. So there's been a lot of good things happening. So we're not quite there yet, but we will. You know what I mean? We will, or I will. Mistress of Wine. Yeah, he thought he really was Tony Stark there for a minute. Yeah, wait till the government seizes his companies. They can do that, especially Starlink. Oh, they could snatch that right up. They've done it before. In my opinion, the evidence shows that Trump is simply corrupt and has no true belief in any ideology. Well, Michelle, I'll give you a challenge. What's one piece of evidence that causes you to believe that he's corrupt? Just one. Because Trump derangement is more of a lifestyle choice. It's like you're joining a cult. And everybody knows when you join a cult, if you don't agree with the consensus of said cult, you get shunned. So, as long as you agree with the theme of the day, you're good to go. But the second you divert, you're a goner. Yeah, me too, Don. Me too. More of a libertarian. FBI Mistress of Wine says FBI Chief Patel just proclaimed on Rogan that he has committed more field agents to work with reservation authorities to solve the unsolved and reduce. See, now that's real action. When I went boots on the ground. All right, hold on. Okay. When I went boots on the ground in northern Arizona for the Chelsea Grim case, like we literally went out there, my whole family, the whole squad. We went out there. We spent 3 days. We tracked her, all of her movements that were documented. And everybody that we ran into talked about the missing indigenous girls. We ran into a black lady. She said the same thing. She says, I'm an advocate for missing Black Americans and missing indigenous women. So it's a real thing. Like there's people out there that are terrified about this and nobody's really doing anything about it. So if Patel could mobilize the government to do something about that, I think that would be great. Maybe we could even tap into those resources and get involved somehow, you know? That'd be good. Yeah, exactly. Do the job that you were hired to do. Well, he needs to focus on the FBI first. You know what I mean? Those guys are corrupt. Do I need to mention the Marathon gas station in the Delphi murder case? Or the fact that Keegan Kline was allowed to spend almost 2 years free? Oh, yeah. What about the lost tip? That was blamed on the FBI as well. You know, was that FBI employee trying to hide something? Right? If they don't ever find out who's involved, then it'll never lead to the people who are really causing or motivating these types of crimes, which are probably wealthy politicians or high-ranking police officials, like James Burke over there in the Long Island serial killer case. Remember, he kept the FBI from that case, and as soon as he was out and they had somebody in there with some balls, they fucking caught this guy. They brought him down, snatched his Domino's pizza right out of the trash. Said, we got you. Yeah, see? Corn Pop, yeah. What's up, Crimezilla? Mistress of Wine, I'm not for snatching companies. Me neither. But the government does that shit. They will do it. And if it's for national security, hell yeah. You can't have somebody like Elon Musk running around building an army of robots and having control over the most powerful computer in the world called Colossus and developing powerful AI. I mean, it's literally the plot of Terminator. You can't have this motherfucker sending up into space satellites, turning the world into an entire hotspot. And he has re-landing rockets where he can just kind of launch into space, sit in orbit while the entire world is demolished, and then come landing back and have his little army of robots just do his bidding. You can't have a guy like that in power. They should snatch his fucking companies, kick him to the curb. Honestly, that's what Donald Trump should do. Right? He calls it Starlink in Terminator. It was Skynet. Starlink, Skynet. Like, come on. What the fuck? That's too crazy. Let's go to Mistress. Michelle's evidence will be Elon's tweet about Epstein, but there is no way in hell the Dems wouldn't use that against him already. Yeah, they'll just call it like infighting. But truthfully, Elon just had his own agenda. He probably wanted to get his hands inside the Pentagon where he can release his virus. That's going to go live on Judgment Day. I thought Trump. What's up, Stephanie? I thought Trump cracked down on lots of human trafficking. Yeah, even during his first term, he broke a bunch of records for that. Nobody gave him credit for it. I applauded that for sure. Hopefully, he'll continue that. I'm hoping the FBI will really step it up. Miranda, it's a huge problem in Canada too with missing and murdered Indigenous peoples. Well, it's because they go unnoticed. That's right, Sleuth. Shut up. Do your jobs. We'll let you know if we need it. Yeah, go do your job. If we need anything, go ahead and rebuild our bridges and our roads, and we'll come get you if we need you. You know, we're going to let the states run our education. If they need something from you, they'll let you know. We voted these certain people in power. They'll talk with you. They'll let you know if we need anything. Otherwise, just sit tight. Go sit in the White House, smoke a cigarette, and don't get us into any more unnecessary wars. You think you can fucking handle that? No. I don't want to hear about any weapons of mass destruction. How Al Qaeda is shitty in Afghanistan, but is great over here in Syria now. Don't give me any of that bullshit. I'm sick of it. Oh, Michelle actually answered the question. I totally forgot. It was so long ago. Trump's history of not paying contractors. What was that, 1986? Damn, you went back kind of far. You got anything recent? I don't even know if I can comment on that. His cooperation with the mob. Well, I don't know how you can be in real estate and in New York in 1986 and not be cooperating with the mob. You kind of had to. That's fucking John Gotti. His fraudulent university. Oh, these sound awful. Not releasing his damn. Yeah, he sounds like a monster. We should probably hang him, especially for that fraudulent university one. That's awful. Mistress, I vote Sleuth for president. That is actually their career. Yeah. Just run the government, keep the budget where it's at, and don't get us into any war. Like, don't go meddling. And don't let Israel do whatever the fuck they want either. Like, definitely we need to be allies with them. You know, that's just God's will. That's the way it is. Don't let them manipulate that. Like, oh, all these Christians have to like us, even though we're over here slaughtering this entire population of people. We can't allow that shit. That time is over with. We need to stop with all of that. The FBI was in a town in central Indiana of a VP. Pence is from Indiana. VP on the school board. They were taking all electronics out of his home. It's getting crazy out there. No arrest made yet. Yeah, let me know what the hell happens with that. You know, wickedness in high and low places, not just low. I asked for corruption. No, I didn't. I asked for a closed border and lower cost of living and no World War III. So far, we're seeing the border get closed. I'm not seeing much on the keeping us out of World War III. And prices do seem to be going down and the housing market's getting a little bit better. I need to purchase some property here in the next couple of years. I was kind of counting on him to make that possible. True that. True that. President and sheriff. Look here, partner. I don't know. I started channeling John Wayne there for a second. Corn? Children of the corn? Boston says Don Spain, indigenous women, children, and all of the children of the corn. And she spelled it with a K like the band. Who rock, by the way. But you need to put the K backwards, I think. Yeah, shout out to corn. Bop, bop, talima. That shit goes hard. Palestine has reaped what they sowed using civilians. Yeah, but it's not Palestine that's doing it. It's like a group that was created by Israel who is now basically being used by Iran. It's all a mindfuck to kill people. There's no reason for that. You could easily send in like the special forces. You don't have to drop a ton of bombs on them. You know, send in the troops and pull them out of there. You don't have to use AI to drone strike them. You know, it's like if you had a killer running around a playground, or if a killer was holding a baby, you're not going to just shoot through the baby to kill him. You're going to come up with a plan to save the baby and kill the bad guy. You're not going to just blow up the child or the hostage. You know, that's basically what Israel's doing. It's like somebody holding a hostage, and the cops don't even negotiate. They just come and they shoot through the hostage and kill the hostage and say, oh, well, he was using him as a human shield. Well, no shit. That's why you don't attack. You got to find another way. But this is how they get away with evil. So it's not Israel. It's the people, their leaders. It's our leaders. It's their leaders. It's the devil. Honestly, it's the devil. You want to know who the real puppet master is? It's Satan. It's Lucifer. It's the fallen angel. Remember? He was struck down like a bolt of lightning. And all the watchers were kicked out along with him. A legion. All because they were jealous, right? Why do we have to be perfect? You created humankind down there on this little rock, and they can run around doing whatever the fuck they want. You don't even care. Told them not to eat from the apple. They ate from the apple. They're over here. They're screwing. They're making all these babies. They're populating. They're you know. But yet here I am in heaven. I have to be perfect. You know. So you guys want to know where jealousy comes from? It was created at that very moment. And we've been under attack ever since. Oh, free will, you say? You gave them free will? That should be fun. Let's see what I can do with these puny humans when I start whispering in their ears and leading them astray, teaching them about war and science and mathematics. Wait till we get to the human genome. Then it's going to really get interesting. Time travel. Viruses, even. It's crazy. Space travel. I don't know, Kelly. We're under attack. You know, people are under attack. And remember, they're your brothers and your sisters. You know, but it's hard because when they're under attack, they become infested, and they then themselves begin to attack others. Especially Christians right now. Christians are really under attack right now. It's getting tough. What's up, Kelly? Kelly O. Michelle with her Trump derangement. Most recently, Trump has pardoned thousands of criminals, including white nationalists. Oh, here we go with the very fine people on both sides. Mistress. So here's the thing. To us, can't get that involved in Israel, only has so many special forces. The fact that Hamas makes them put the defender in the situation is the problem. Place blame on Hamas. Well, the truth is, this conflict has been going on since I was a little kid. Yasser Arafat and all that shit. Like it's been going on forever. And everybody asks the question, like, what can we do? We need a peace plan. Well, truthfully, the only option is if you want to win, you have to destroy your enemy. Right? If you're saying this is my land and somebody's saying no, this is my land, you have to destroy the other person. Then it's your land. You can't say, oh, well, I'm just going to stand here and kind of hold on to you by the arm and kind of dangle you off the side. Right? We're going to coexist, but you can't have any of the good shit. I'm going to push. You can have that little corner over there. And as I get situated, I might bump you off, this little floating log of ours that's floating in the water. You get the bottom half, and I'll take all of this that has the leaves and all the resources. And then eventually I'll just kind of push you off and you'll drown. You can't do it that way. You have to totally obliterate your enemy to where they become just, you have total control. So they're still who they were, but now they're just called you. So, and that's what it appears they're doing right now. It appears like Israel is completely destroying their enemy. That's the only way that they're ever going to have peace there. Somebody's got to go. It's like you don't slowly pull the Band-Aid off, right? You got to rip that shit off, or the duct tape. And we all know what war means. War equals dead children, women and children, people, innocent civilians, total devastation, hell on earth for certain people. Life is cheap right now, and it's only getting cheaper. Kelly, I lost my child because my family is narcissistic and I tried to get away. Yeah, mistress, it's been going on forever. The only way to stop what's going on is you have to totally obliterate your enemy, or they're just going to keep shooting the BB gun at you, right? You might be a guy standing there with a 12 gauge packed with slugs, and you got this little guy over the hill popping BBs at your heel. You got leather boots on. You just hear him tapping, tap, tap. Every once in a while, hit you in the thigh. You're like, ah, shit. Eventually, you're going to turn that 12 gauge and you're going to blow that dude apart. If you're a sadistic maniac, right? Which most of these people are. We cover here on this true crime channel all of these serial killers and these diabolical, sadistic, sick people. But a lot of those are the people in power right now, people who are in the military, people who are making the rules of engagement, torture, things like that. We're losing our humanity. And that's because we're losing our attachment with God. And when I say God, I'm not talking about religion at all. Let's see. Sleuth, look at CBS News Channel 4. News FBI warrants on home of man that is VP School Board, owner of director of Strand Theater. Holy shit. I'm going to pull this up. I'm glad you found that. Because I'm putting some content together, actually, on this subject matter. All right, Channel 4 News. VP School Board, director of the Strand Theater, accused. Oh, shit, there it is. CBSIndy.com. Let me share it with you guys. Come on. I feel like I'm having like a bad connection or something. You guys can't see that. I'll zoom that in case you want to read along. All right, let's see what's going on here. Let's see. Agents with the FBI served warrants at a home on Thursday morning belonging to David Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel? The director of Strand Theater and the vice president of Shelbyville Central School Board. Do they got a image of this guy or what? The warrants were served at the home located at 200 block of West Broadway in Shelbyville. Two sources have confirmed with Fox 59 that the warrants stemmed from a CSAM investigation. That's disgusting. According to David Finkel, who may be Einhorn, Finkel is also listed as the owner of 251 Consulting. This comes after the Strand Theater resumed operations in early May after an initial announcement that the venue would close because of issues with insurance coverage. Where's the affidavit? According to previous reports, the theater has been located along... Is that it? Dang. I have to look into that a little bit more. Let me bookmark this. Yeah, that's going to be a big story there. They better not try to cover that shit up either. I'm going to blast that, I think. It already looks like they're trying to cover it up. That seems to be the case whenever they don't add the mugshot. It's like, why are you allowing it not to be made public? It's like somebody had control over that, right? Typically, you would take the mugshot and put it up on your website, and now it's public for anybody. So somebody made the choice, we're not going to make this public. So maybe their case isn't very strong, and they're not sure if they're going to actually press charges. What's up, Goat Dog? All right, guys, this will be our 5-minute warning. Speak now or forever hold your peace. I came in the middle of serial killers using kids as human shields. To be honest, I don't touch the Middle East peace process. It's an absolute oxymoron. War can never be a peace process. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's no such thing. So what do you do if you have an enemy that keeps attacking you? And what if you did invade that country, but it's too late to go back now? That's like the only answer is total destruction. Somebody's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Somebody's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Donald Trump has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Kelly O. They totally control the flow of info. Hey, hey, ho, ho. I didn't know you were a rapper. Even Karen, go, go, go. No more? Yep, that's the only way. I mean, these guys have been fighting since shortly after World War II when they invaded that country. So Britain had control over Israel. They won the war. And because of the Holocaust, they were allowed to send them back to their homeland, which just happened to be right on the top of the Palestinians. And they didn't take too kindly to that. They were treated a lot like the Native Americans, really. I didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on me. J Ray, what's up? Eli, how you doing? Joe Biden has hit the flow. Go, go, go. Joe Biden has hit the flow. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. That was a good one. No, that was perfect. That was a little too good. Something tells me you got bars. You got bars, yo. You got them bars? Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Joe Biden has hit the flow. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. What else you guys got? Keep it going. Keep it going. Thanks again to Cindy. Yeah, you guys were very generous today. Thank you. Uh, the Sleuth Intuition channel needs it. Remember, guys, we're 100% crowd-funded. Big shout out to all of my members. You guys mean a lot to me. You're the heartbeat of the channel. And those of you who donate to the Cash App and the Venmo, the Zelle, and all that, very generous. All of it helps. Mistress, thank you so much. And GP, twice tonight. Kelly, you guys have a good night. Be safe. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. This one time when I was intoxicated, I swear, dude, I couldn't stop rhyming. You probably had the flows. Hey, hey, ho, ho. J. Ray was intoxicated, but she had the flows. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Joe Biden done hit the flow. Goat dog. The thing that perplexes me is that the neighboring countries won't take them as refugees. Egypt, Syria, and Iran have all the Palestinian blood on their hands, no matter what argument they use. Yeah, it's like another lie they're telling the world. Yeah, I agree with that, Goat Dog. But I feel like they don't want to become a target. The squeaky wheel gets the oil, and they don't want to go around squeaking, and they don't want none of that oil. It's not the good kind. It's not the kind that makes things go smooth. It's the kind that you put on, and then somebody throws a big handful of dirt on and glops it all up. One day in Bandcamp. One time in Bandcamp, I was freestyling with Sleuth for like 4 days because I was intoxicated. Oh, you're showing your age, Kelly. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. I'm out of here. Thanks for hanging out on this fine Saturday. Let me close out the poll. The poll question: my weekend is going swimmingly, down the shitter, as planned, or none ya. 51% say my weekend is going as planned. So that's great, kind of lukewarm. And then we have a tie at 12% for down the shitter and none of your damn business. Fool. And 24% is where I'm at, swimmingly. So we're going to close that down. And I'm going to bid you a farewell. For a kitten. What do you guys think? Gadget or Gemini? I always like Gemini. Gadget's cool too. What about Gizmo? Or Gremlin? Hey, hey, ho, ho. Love Sleuth Intuition, but it's time to go. Mofos. Go cry, but can't beat Michelle O. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Nice. Michelle's got bars. Big fish is in the small pond. Watch out. Watch out now. Good to see you, Fishy. Well, they tried to do that, and then Israel just kept kind of taking it away from them. It was like, we're going to destroy you, but we're going to do it slowly. There just wasn't enough real estate there for the whole reservation thing to work. And then they became off the reservation. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Know what I mean? Man, this live went freestyle. Hell yeah. Trademark. Take care, Anthony. All right, guys. I really appreciate it. And thank you for donating to the cause. We really need it. We're 100% crowd-funded, trying to make a push. We're almost even at 10K, 10,000 subscribers. Even though I came out of the closet as a conservative, people didn't like that. A lot of you still don't like that. But those of you who stuck around, I know who you are. And you're the realest for not judging me and being the realest of the real. You know who you are. You know who I'm talking to. Yeah, you. Later, guys. Peace.